What if your stock research tool was leading you straight into bad trades without you even realizing it? Well, TipRanks claims to track Wall Street's top analysts, their top insider trades, and even the crowd sentiment. But is TipRanks reliable, or is it just another overhyped data feed that looks good on the surface but doesn't actually deliver where it counts? Well, I tested it and I dug into the reviews, and I found a few surprises that you'll want to see, so stick around. But whenever I'm testing any financial platform, I always start by combing through the one-star reviews first. Not because I expect the worst, but because that's where you'll find the red flags or the issues that others often miss. So I did just that with TipRanks, and one review immediately caught my attention, so here it is. This guy pointed out that TipRanks had a buy rating on SKYH, but missed the fact that its biggest investor was quietly divesting, which, if true, could totally cap the upside. His point? A $25 price target might be way out of reach. And that was his review. So, yeah, if I saw a platform blindly endorsing a stock without catching this major red flag, I'd be skeptical too. But here's what actually happened, right? TipRanks responded to that message and clarified that the buy rating didn't actually come directly from them. It came from a specific Wall Street analyst that uses their platform. And that analyst's track record is transparently linked to the profile, so basically anyone can just see their past performance and decide whether they want to listen to them. That kind of thing is really key. It's not TipRanks saying, buy SKYH, we're endorsing it. It's a featured analyst, and TipRanks is just putting that information in front of you. To me, that's not a failure of the tool, it's a misunderstanding of what the tool does. Ultimately, it's always your decision to buy or sell. It's just the information that they give you that counts. And of course, not every review is like this, or even negative. In fact, the platform currently holds a 4.5 out of 5-star rating, which is a pretty strong sign. One guy even dropped a review saying that he tested TipRanks using the free trial, and he started comparing its results with other platforms. And guess what? He found TipRanks pretty accurate. He liked how simple and intuitive it felt, and during all of the market craziness lately, he said that the stock ratings actually helped him stay his course, or even add to positions when the crowd was panicking and he was looking to buy. But you know what? How accurate is TipRanks really? Well, I came across a review from an investor who mentioned that he'd tried a bunch of other paid financial subscriptions, but only got real results after joining TipRanks. His first pick? Over 100% return in less than 2 months. That's crazy. That's the kind of result that speaks louder than any homepage feature list, right? And you know what? From what I saw, the people complaining or talking about issues, most of the time just misunderstood the purpose of the platform, or expected it to work like a crystal ball and get everything right. But the ones who get how to trade and get how TipRanks works, they tend to stick around and say pretty positive things. But what does TipRanks actually do that helps you make better stock picks? And most importantly, is TipRanks a reliable source? Well, first off, I love that TipRanks doesn't try to act like your personal advisor. It's not telling you what to buy. Instead, it gives you tools that help you research more intelligently, make decisions that you can incorporate into your strategy and that you can actually back up with data. The dashboard is fully customizable. You can set it up to track the exact analysts, insiders, or financial bloggers that you trust, and you can mute the noise from the rest of them. You can get instant alerts when someone on your radar drops a new rating, or maybe a stock gets a major sentiment shift. That's kind of really game-changing when you want to be the first to know, not the last in the list. And yeah, you can build a portfolio inside the platform that matches your actual investments. Maybe it'll match your own risk appetite, or maybe just your specific watch list. The news score is another feature that I kept coming back to. So basically, TipRanks scans headlines for every stock and assigns this sentiment rating. So bullish, neutral, bearish, it all shows up in a clean, easy to read score. And it's not just fluff. I tested it out with a few tickers that I know inside out, and the score generally reflected the tone that I saw in the actual headlines. And that feature alone really helped me dodge a few falling knives this quarter. If I see a stock with negative momentum, bad sentiment, and no clear catalyst in sight, I'm not going there, right? Then there's the dividend calendar. So for income investors, this one is gold. It pulls dividend payment data straight from the filings and shows you exactly when to expect those distributions. I've used it from time to time to actually check on my time reinvestments and even screen for new dividend picks. It's not flashy, but it works. It does its job. One feature I think that more people should use, though, is the Crowd Wisdom tab. It shows what the general investor community is doing with the stock. Whether they're buying, holding, selling, it's all there. Plus, you can peek into individual investor portfolios themselves, which sometimes gives you new stock ideas that you wouldn't have discovered otherwise. So that's pretty interesting, and it's fun to see other traders do their thing. But you know what? Is TipRanks actually accurate? Well, it's time to talk about risk. So I've made my share of mistakes chasing hype. So I started relying on TipRanks' risk charts instead. Now, these aren't just warnings. They break down company-specific and macroeconomic risks straight from SEC filings. It's the kind of due diligence that most retail investors skip, and I get it, it's boring, but TipRanks lays it out in a way that actually feels digestible. Like, here's what to watch out for, use it as you will. They've also made it all mobile. So I downloaded the TipRanks app from the App Store, and I synced it with my browser version. So whether I'm on the go, or I'm on my laptop, or I'm on the bus, or whatever, I actually just get the same clean interface and alerts. No learning curve, no real issues there. And one of the newer features that really blew me away was the smart portfolio updates on there. Like, they recently added this AI catalyst column. Basically, it gives you this plain English reason why one of your stocks is moving. Like, you don't have to go chase down the news. The AI just summarizes it for you right inside your portfolio view. Total time changer. Also, being able to save my watch list into the smart portfolio has really made it easier to track the ideas that I'm not ready to buy yet, but I just want to keep track of. Like, instead of having all these random notes and browser bookmarks and everything, I just throw it all into one spot and I'll revisit it when I'm ready. Now, when compared to other platforms like Morningstar, which does lean heavily on fundamental reports, TipRanks is more about performance tracking, right? It doesn't just give you a research report, it shows you how accurate that source has been in the past, so you can decide whether or not you want to trust them. I mean, that kind of thing is huge. It's the difference between hearing advice from like a random stranger and knowing whether that advice ever actually worked. So, is TipRanks worth it? Well, I'd say yeah, right? But is it perfect? Well, no, not at all. Nothing is perfect. And TipRanks isn't trying to be perfect. Well, I mean, it's trying, but I mean, one thing I noticed is that the volume of data can feel overwhelming. Like, the dashboard has a lot going on. There were times that I had like 3 or 4 tabs open within the platform, just trying to piece together a trade idea. But eventually, honestly, just I'd rather have too much info than not enough. And eventually, like, once I spent a couple days inside there, I got used to it. Everything started to click. Like, you start figuring out what features matter to you, how to use what you want, and how to filter out, the rest of it. There's just plenty to go through. So, I mean, if anything, it just proves that TipRanks is built for people who are serious about investing and want access to all of it. But if you're more of a casual stock picker, might not be for you. Like, if you're more like me, though, and you want data and real info to back up your moves, the depth here becomes a major plus. So, how reliable is TipRanks? Well, we've looked at how it works, how the community sees it, and what it offers. But is TipRanks worth the money? Well, here's my take. If you're just dabbling in stocks as a casual trader, the free version, it might be enough to explore. But if you're really ready to take your investing more seriously and get really into it, the paid tiers unlock just a lot more value. So for what it offers, expert tracking, data aggregation, and smart tools like sentiment scoring, it's reasonably priced. Might feel a little high if you only trade a couple stocks per month, but if you're using it to build a real strategy, it pays for itself. And they also run promos from time to time, so I'd recommend checking the link in the description below for the most updated deals. That's where you'll also find the full pricing breakdown and any discount that TipRanks is offering right now. So, is TipRanks worth it? Well, if you want a tool that helps you cut through the noise and make smarter, more confident stock picks, it's one of the best I've tested. Now, I'm not saying that it's trying to predict the future or anything, it's just giving you the context and the history to make better decisions today. If you're serious about investing, TipRanks might just be the research edge that you didn't know you needed. Check that link in the description of this video to get started with our special discount and coupon.